Okay, so let us first understand what is function. So function is a piece of code which we write only once, and then after writing that, we just use that function in order to execute that particular operation. So let's say that we have to, let's say, convert Fahrenheit into Celsius. Okay, we have written a program to convert Fahrenheit into Celsius. Now every time, and let's say you have some values of Fahrenheit, let's say 10 or 20. So you have 20 such values of Fahrenheit in Fahrenheit scale, which you want to convert into Celsius. So so one way is, of course, you can create, you can enter the values and then keep on running this code. But another way is by using functions. So what will function do, that we'll write this code for converting our Fahrenheit into Celsius, and then we will keep on just calling this function whenever we are required to change, or we are required to perform this operation. So whenever in our program we want to execute this operation, we will just call the function. Okay, so functions are of two types. First one are the built-in functions. So these functions are already present, or already they are defined by the defined in the Python. Okay, so these functions are something which are already built in. You don't have to write any code for executing that particular operation, but you just have to call that function which is already predefined in in Python. So let us first see some of these functions, and then we will also see the user defined functions. So functions which we as a user create. So we can also create such functions. So we will see that. So let's start with built-in functions. But before that, let me know if you have any doubt regarding the concept of function. Like, did you understand what is a function and why it is used?
Any questions, team? Function is an important concept because for everything you're going to write a function. Like for example, in your campus, if you want to calculate the best performer, identify the best performer, you will write a function. If you want to understand who is the topper, you will write a function. If you want to calculate the average, that is a function. So function is everything in the programming world. So can we be confident that you understood what is function?
Functions are also used when you do not want to duplicate your codes. Like it saves a lot of efforts to always like keep on writing the same thing. If for executing a particular operation, if you would have to write the code again and again. But if you create a function, that effort is saved. So you need not write the code again. You just have to use or call that function in order to perform the operation. So it is as simple as that. Correct? So no questions. So let us begin with the built-in functions. So as I already told you, the built-in functions are something which are already present inside Python. So we just have to call these functions in order to perform the operations. So the first one is the ABS function. So you can also guess what it does. Just run it and see. Correct. So what this function does is it will give you the absolute value. Okay, so any negative value or positive value, when you pass inside this function, it will give you the absolute value, correct? So next one is the POW function or the power function. So this is used when we want to, use the exponentiation operation to be executed. So here we want to have 8 to the power of 2. Okay, so we want actually 8 square, correct? So we will use, so enter the base first. So our base is 8 and we want the exponential to be, exponential factor is 2. That is, we want to raise its power by 2. So we will pass 2 in the as the second parameter. So then you will see that 8 square is 64. You can also pass any such factor if you want. So see, 8 cube is 512. So this way you can check anything. Say 2 cube, sorry, 2 cube is 8. So this is the function. Okay. So moving on, this is the next function, div mod. So what this will do, it will tell you what is the quotient as well as the remainder. Okay, so we are trying to divide 20 by 7 over here. So let's see what we get the output as. So see, here we have got 2 and 6. So what is 2? 2 is actually the quotient. So divide 20 by 7. So you will find that quotient is 2, and then we will get remainder as 6. So 6 over here is the remainder. So this function div mod gives you a tuple. It returns your tuple. See, this is a tuple. Remember, we had learned that anything which is enclosed in parenthesis is a tuple. So this function will return your tuple which has values that is the quotient and the remainder. Correct? Similarly, if we want to round off the numbers, we will use the round function. So round, so I want to round 105.5. So I will just use this. So you will see that it is rounded off to 106. Okay, so 105.5 and anything above that is rounded off to 106. See, you can check that. And if you 105.2 will be rounded off to 105. Okay. Now you can also specify in this function that how many places, how many decimal places you want to round off your number. So let's say I want to round it off for 2 decimals. So I will pass one more parameter over here, 2. Okay. So you will see that it is rounding off to 2 decimal places. Correct? So any questions till now? Okay, so let's move forward. So, so the next inbuilt function is to find the minimum of the given numbers. Okay, so we can use the min function to find out what is the minimum of the numbers that we have passed. So here the smaller value is 10. So this function will return as 10. You see, so the minimum of these given values is returned by this function. Correct? Similarly, we have the max function. So run this and you will see that the maximum of these two numbers, that is 15, is returned. Correct? So these are very easy functions, inbuilt functions, but we keep on using these a lot. So this function, for example, len function, we have used yesterday, the class before also. In today's session also, we have used this in loops, right? So this is also a function which will tell you that what is the length of the given string, array, list, tuple, dictionary, whatever. So whatever object that you want to find the length of, it will give you. So now you will see, if I run this, it will give me how many characters are present in my string, correct? So even this space character, space is treated as a character. It will have one space. It will have a length. It is counted when we are calculating the number of characters that are present, right? So you can just count this and you will find that we have 16 characters, including the space character. And similarly, we have seen this for calculating the number of elements that are present in a list, in a tuple, correct? Now, the next function is the sum function. So the name suggests us that sum will definitely give us the total, right? So this function will give you the total of the elements that are present in your list. So this function will take a list as a parameter, right? So first, let us understand what are parameters. So parameters are nothing but the values that we pass on to our function, correct? So here we have seen that 10 and 15. These are parameters. Okay. Here we have seen 105.2. So these are So this is a parameter given to this function. Similarly, for this sum function, the parameter is list and not numbers. If you can try this, write sum, and inside this function, just write numbers. Like if you want to add 1 and 2, just give 1, 2. It will not work. Sum function works on list. So you have to pass list as your parameter. So let us run this and see. You will get 10, which is the total of this list. All right. So here is a quick small exercise for you. Can you find out average of this given list? Okay. So I can assure you that whatever we have learned up till now, like in this session of functions, you have to use two functions in order to find out the average. All right. And after this, we can have a break. Okay, is it clear what you have to do? You have to find the average of these values which are present inside our list.
Okay, as a developer, you should be exposed to both the help function as well as to Mother Google for any kind of research. You can use both as a developer now and find out what could be the function which you can use to find the average of the given list. There is nothing wrong. Search for it and find the information and then execute it. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see who does this first. Who is an above average performer? Let's check it out now with this average question. I read the question, Aditi. I read the question.
Sorry. I'm just sharing my. I wanted to shift to the Mentimeter.
Okay. Yeah, move on to the Mentimeter. Yes, I think the.
Yes.
Any questions, folks? I mean, just once you are ready with this one average, just put it across in the chat window. Let's see who does this first. It's the easiest one that has been given to you. We showed you how to do sum. We are just asking you how to do average. That's all.
But use two functions, as I said. Yeah, mean you can use, but I want you to use, but mean will give you, are you sure you're getting answer with mean?
Try it out, Vishnu, working?
I want the mean.
Yes, sir, I'm working.
No. Is this code working? That's what I'm trying to understand.
No, it's not working, but we want to, I just found that divide the sum by length, I think so. It's
correct. You're very close. Yeah, right. Try it out. That is correct.
Good. Daniel has come up with an answer. Daniel, is it getting executed without error? You're able to see the number? The answer should be like 3 plus 3, 6 plus 4, 10 divided by 4. 2.5 should be the answer. So Daniel has got is the first person to clear it. Good, Daniel. You did not get 2.5. What did you get? 437. But average, you should divide it by 4, right? Am I making any mistake here?
Actually, use the len function.
Yes. So Daniel, try the length function.
len function, sum LST divided by len LST. You will get the answer. I gave you the solution.
You can't hard code it, Daniel. That's where the difference is. If you hard code it, that means every time there is a new member added to the list, you need to change the denominator. That should not be the right way, right? Now you need to put it as a len, L-E-N, the list, so that you are able to identify the length dynamically. As the length of the list grows, you will have the new number put up there. Okay, so don't hard code. This is called hard coding. So 2, 4, if you put it across, it's hard coding. That is something you should avoid in the program.
Now, if I add some new numbers over here, even then my code will work. Right? Even then my code will work. But if you write over here, if you would have written over here 4 instead of len, then again you would have to change this to include, like we have 6 numbers now, so you would have to change that also here. But then if you function to find out the length, you are sorted.